Joining us on Facebook Live in real time. It's always better than Facebook dead. And we are concluding our Author's Corner. As I've been telling everyone, I have more books than I know the time to read. Our last profiled is the top of my books right now. Move Your Assets with Bethanne. Oh my goodness, you have your copy?
I do. Oh, me?
That was a little pregnant pause, pun
Hello.
intended. Hi, what are you wearing right here? I just can't see. Is it a name badge?
Oh, you want to see my
Finish your sentence, please.
My left girl is sporting a Bethanne Wellness, the queen of more joy and less oi.
Oh, I love that. Wonderful. Before we get into one of my most recent finds, I bought your book last year and I am going through it in random chapter order. I'm not reading it chronologically. That's a little tea
You
that
don't
I'm
need to.
building. Oh, thank you. Great. I
Right.
just want to start off our
You could do one
author's
of these.
corner like I'm starting with everybody. Yeah, listen, tell us something about you that we would never find out by reading your book in your bio, something unique about Bethanne that we don't read or hear about every day.
I think a lot of people don't believe me when they look at me and they think I'm so fit, close to 60, that half my life ago, I was not only unfit, but I had an 80s mohawk and I was about 60 pounds heavier. I had a cigarette in one hand in this famous picture and a beer in the other, and I was sitting on a motorcycle. But I also suffered from a lot of ailments that most of my life took up my teens and 20s, 30s, and even 40s. And I was able to fix all this. And I don't talk about it enough, but movement has changed everything. And of course, what I put in my body, taking care of this temple that the way it's supposed to be taken care of really changed everything. But people don't know by looking at me how unfit and crazy and punked out. And I threw all kinds of stuff in my body. But
That's great. That's a wonderful behind the scenes entry. First look at Bethanne for those of you that don't know our Bethanne. Bethanne, how do we pronounce your last name?
Weiss.
Okay. And for those of us who want to friend and follow you, where do we find you on the socials?
Bethanne Wellness on Facebook, or Bethanne Rosenthal Weiss. But I'm only on Facebook. I'm not very social this way. I just like being places live.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like being places dead, let me tell you. Tell us, please, if you don't mind, where are you and what time is it?
Right now, I'm in my beautiful home in Florida, Orlando, near Orlando, I should say, because most people don't know where Longwood is. I'm about 40 miles north and east of Orlando. But for a change, it's really freaking cold outside. You see out there?
Well,
It's
I think New York is under snow, and so that we have no sympathy for that
I
sunshine,
know.
like the UK. Listen, remember
And it's 12
April,
a.m., 12
April,
p.m.
12 p.m., April 22nd. If you're anywhere around Miami, brunch and drinks on me, and I'll throw in some drag queens. It's an open invitation for anyone
I'm coming.
in my world. You have, yes, you say that. And then you look around. I love that. For those of us who are not yet in possession of your book, give us the elevator 1 minute speech. We need your book because
You don't want to be purchasing a motorized scooter on your 60th birthday. And you don't want to be on the I've fallen and I can't get up commercial.
wonderful. All right. For active agers and finding out your inspirational story and tips and hacks for us in aging super well. I love that. And what was your favorite, or what is one of your favorite sections of this book? Because I love the graphics. I love how it's written. It's very much in different various sections, similar to the fitness or archaeology or history for dummies. There's the pull-out section. There's the summary section. There are these wonderful little tidbits. There are these wonderful photos, wonderful backstories. What's one of your favorite parts of this book?
I think I just love the way it is so well organized. And I got to give myself the credit because all of us have a book in us. And then when I look back and I say, oh my gosh, and I did this, no ghostwriter, this is all me. And it's my voice. I think I just love the way my voice translates into paper. I really do. You love the cover, don't you?
I do. Tell us about the cover. There's a book there. You're in a wedding dress. You're wearing a tiara. I think it's fascinating. Tell us all about it.
So because I was the asset queen, now I'm the queen of more joy. That's hysterical because I'm bending over like that. But my husband's hand was on my assets in that picture when they were doing the photo shoot. But we photoshopped him out because my face was so candid and so authentic that it was the best picture. We just had to shop out, and the chair was photoshopped in.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I'd like to tell you what was on my ass in this picture that we
I want to
photoshopped.
know.
But it was
Please.
just I was sitting down. There was nothing, but I love your stories. Was anything photoshopped out of the back cover?
Not really.
Okay, no, not really. That always means yes. You ask your clients, do you have any back pain? Not really. It always means yes. Have you cheated? Not really. It means yes. Has anything been photoshopped on your back cover? Not really.
No, it's all
I'm
me.
not
It's all
going there.
real. See? Wait, I gotta lower this down. See?
Well, as long as you show us your greyhound, we're dog lovers. Oh my God.
Archie,
Anything of, oh, look at it. Oh, it's lovely. My heart
Archie,
melts.
say hi.
Absolutely. Tell us why you're an expert for this book. Throw modesty to the wind.
Well, there's no modesty. It's because of what I went through in my life, going from being unfit to fit. And one of the best takeaways from the book that I think everyone tells me is it's not about going into the gym, lifting heavy weights and going crazy and eating trees and shrubs. You got to eat what you want, but you just got to move a lot more than you eat. And most of us enjoy eating a lot more than moving. Let's call a spade, but yeah, and drinking too. And I know that food shoveling and beer guzzling bicep, we just got to switch to the other arm, you know? But really,
yes, my friend, but Pilates PMA certified Valerie Grant, and international presenter as well. Valerie Grant says you eat less if you use your non-dominant hand. And I always
so
photograph.
true.
It is so not true. It just takes longer and it's more uncomfortable.
You are right.
I have the same relationship with Haagen-Dazs and Ben and Jerry's that I do with either hand.
But you know what? I don't call it non-dominant anymore. I call it less dominant.
Okay.
I
Sure.
think people are.
I love that.
Yeah, because
Sure.
less dominant arm does as much as it doesn't write as well, but it can do everything now because one of my favorites is we've paid attention inside now, pain acronym.
Thank you. Whoa, paid attention
Don't you
inside
like that?
PAIN. I love how much energy you have, really. We had a call the other day, a few weeks ago, for 15 minutes, and I think it was an hour. And then my next client was sending me lovely messages on WhatsApp. Tell us why you're not only the expert for this book, because you've lived through this and you've researched all the hacks. Why is your book so timely now? Why do we need to learn how to move our assets now, as opposed to waiting a year to get your book, or have it come out 5 years ago?
I think most people know that we're supposed to be bipedal. We're the only organism, right, that's given the bipedal. But most people use every excuse to sit on rather than move their assets. And we've been there too. We've been there. But I think after the pandemic and other things, people are realizing that's really not the killer. It's this.
You're right. Absolutely. I keep my wine in the farthest refrigerator, so I have to go a few steps more to refill, and I never keep the bottle of wine where I'm entertaining. I always keep it somewhere cold, so we have to go for it. I may send someone else for it, but at least I'm getting somebody else to move.
I don't know if that's fun. That wouldn't work for me. It's like the shopping carts. I still don't get when people plop them up on the curb next to the car, which to me requires even more effort than just freaking putting it back where it's to its rightful owner, the little cart holder. That was one of the motivations, by the way, to write my book, was seeing too many freaking runaway carts and too many people in the drive-through line, especially at Starbucks. Like, get out of your car, walk in and get it, and there'll be 2 cars that have moved by the time you get. Really? And you've just moved like 200 steps, if that's really something you want to tally up on one of your apps, you know? But anyway. Yes.
Right. Yes. I have a watch that doesn't let me take a rest day, and I have a watch,
Oh,
unfortunately, that doesn't let me ever be ill. And I have a watch that doesn't allow me to be human and rest as hard as I train. It's always judging my movement compared to a past history, and I don't know why we can tolerate that because we can't turn off that. We
well, it's
can only.
probably telling you need to keep your vino closer to you too.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Well, if it's a weekend, I try to limit, depending on where I live. I have different standards because we all have rules that we can make and break, etc. Tell all of our viewers who are interested and enthralled in your personality and want to get your persona behind your pages and your books now, because I guess would you agree that how would you characterize the ideal reader of your book? Someone over a certain age?
Not necessarily. It's mostly geared towards women, I guess, in their 40s, 50s, beyond. But people have told me that their husbands love it and their kids. And I think it makes them laugh their assets off as well as move them. And a lot of people tell me that when they see this picture, even if it's just sitting there, they go, oh my God, she's looking at me. I better walk sideways. I better stand up tall and keep my eyes in girls front and keep that vino on my head because it
Right.
keeps people
Did
to.
didn't we say on our last talk we should co-present something and call it the Jew and the Italian? Didn't wasn't that you? Did we
Yeah,
not? Yeah, I
maybe.
thought
Oh,
so. Yeah.
let's do it.
Oh my gosh, yes,
That's
we
my
could.
whole family's marriage anyway.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? The Jews and the Italians have had relationships of firm economic standing for years. It's incredible.
It is.
The Italians steal it and the Jews sell it. Done.
I'm telling
Easy.
you,
That's it.
it's forget about it, matzo ball soup.
There you go. For those of us wanting now to be able to put our hands, like I have mine, on your book, where do we get it? Where do you prefer we get it? And can you put links in our Facebook feed?
I could do that. It is on Amazon, and I think it's $16.99 for the hardcover, and then it's like $7.99 for the what do you call those things? I don't even do that when you download them. Ebook.
It's called a download. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
But I prefer to do live speaking engagements, and I bring the hard copies with me.
Wow. I
And I
love
think
that.
everybody loves that because I do a live move your assets thingy, and I teach you how to have more joy and less oi live. So I'd rather do that.
More joy and less oi. I
That's my next
love
book, by the
that.
way. My
Oh,
next
great. I love that you have another one on its way. So maybe if you do something in real time and you come to our club, do you travel outside of the United States?
I do. I just came back from Mexico.
And you took your books there across the border?
No, you mean when I do? No, I don't. I did it once, but nah. When I go on
Okay.
vacation, no, I haven't done that, but I
Oh, it
would.
was a vacation. It wasn't a speaking engagement. All right. But if it were
Yeah, sometimes.
speaking, like at Rancho La Puerta, you would take your books and then, hey, the first 10 people to walk
Yes.
in or whoever asked the most intelligent question, you wouldn't have any books to give away. However, you could promote.
Yes, I am going to do it on my reinvention cruise. Oh, you guys should come on the cruise.
Tell us about this cruise.
Oh, I don't have my flyer in front of me. Oh, the reinvention. I'm just one of the speakers, and I'm going to be the fitness person. But it leaves from Tampa. It's on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas,
Okay.
something of the seas, tuna,
Sure.
chicken of the seas. I think it is.
Okay.
I'm making that up, but it's
Oh,
24th through 29th of next year. It's a 4-day cruise to Cozumel. For days, we're going to be doing reinvention retreat.
24th to 29th of next year. Does it have a month?
Oh, January. Didn't I say that? Okay, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Great. Okay. I love your
Pick it,
energy.
choose it, whatever.
I love your right brain energy. Listen, my friends, this book, it has a lot of sections. It's called Try This Now, not later. Try this now. Here's the
Now.
backstory. Here's the personal story. Try this now. It really is cool. I like it. It's very much user friendly. I don't know why people think it was written for cisgender women. Maybe because of the bridal dress? I don't know, but it
Could
really is
be.
for all humans, everyone who's aging, because there's a
Yes.
lot of things I got about this. Right? You know that game on TikTok, like put a finger down if, put a finger down. You have that uncheck box thing. And I just love it. I love
Isn't it
all the
great?
things.
I love the lazy cow quiz. That's one of my favorites. I use that at different seminars too. That is great because
Yeah.
most people have most of the boxes checked, which coincides with the next quiz, which they have most of the boxes checked too. They have the ailments caused by doing too much asset sitting rather than moving. And most
Right.
people are in denial and still blame that badminton accident from middle school on our
Oh,
injury.
right. My dear friend Bernadette O'Brien, she's 92 and she's still teaching. She rarely sits. She's always up. She's walking to the pool. She's coming back from the pool. She's getting people to her water classes. She's standing at the bar. She's standing to prepare food. She's always standing. I say, Betty, don't you want to do a little sitting and play a board game? Your hips need a break, both of them, and your old one and your new one and your biomechanic one, and just try to sit a little bit but they're very, very rare. The active agers who are standing completely, standing desk and standing FaceTime and standing games and want to walk around Costco and not even push a cart. Just, I want to be independent. Oh my goodness. Right. Wow.
Well, that could be us. That might be not that much.
It'll be you. I don't want to. I don't want to get to 92. She's too active and too here. No. I want to be great, and I want to go quickly and swiftly. If it's a little bit of suffering involved, perhaps not alone, and pain-free, right? You know, my hips, my shoulders, my knees, we hear it all the time. And your book is a wonderful asset. You are on Amazon, and you've told us about that. If you have any links of stories, then you can put them in our comments on our Facebook feed. On my Facebook, you can click in comments and put it there. Or you can also, Bethanne, click share, and our interview will show up on your Facebook wall as well. Although I heard you say,
"You're sharing."
Yeah, hang on, and I'll tell you again, because if you're actually looking at our Zoom, right? Because you jumped into my Zoom, and we're broadcasting behind the scenes to Facebook. When we're done, you will go to Facebook on this device or another device, and you will pull up Facebook, find Lawrence, and you'll see our broadcast. Click share now. And then all of our broadcasted interview will show up to all of your friends and followers who already have your book. You can see everyone and interact with the comments. If you have a link to just the Lazy Cow quiz, you can put that in comments as well.
That's awesome.
It is. I think you should. And also, you can interact with our friends and followers around the world who are staying up very late in Asia, by the way, to hear you. And I invite you to tell us, did you do an audio book of this?
You know, so funny that you ask that, because a lot of people say I should and use my own voice. And I say, who the heck wants to hear my voice? But apparently there may be more than one person that does. Do you agree?
Your parents. Absolutely. Yes, of course. There are always people, there are 3 or 4 who have bought my audiobook of my recent book. I'm joking. You make no apologies for your voice, and you always record it. You can choose the quality of how perfect you want that audio version to be. Although your book is so you, hello, with a cover like this, hello, and a back like this. Who would want to hear like Tony Robbins read your book? No, I want to hear you laugh and say, Richard Simmons, whatever. Stay to your book and then go into the sections. I want to hear you, the person. And the people who aren't going to buy your book aren't going to buy your voice, aren't going to buy your pages, aren't going to buy the download, or aren't going to buy the snail mail. It doesn't matter, right? RuPaul says what other people think of us is none of our business. Who want to age well are going to buy your book because there's some really great hacks. I told you the day I picked up the phone and you actually answered, and we didn't have a planned call. I said, I just got to the part where you said, take a moment, try this now, and write down 5 things that bring you joy. We're always writing what's wrong and writing our to-do list and lists for our therapist and lists for our staff, if we have staff. But what are the things that bring you joy? How often do we actually stop and write those things down? And off the bat, it was easy to write down happy hour. And then I really had to think of a few more things. And I called you to say, that was life-changing for me. It really was. Little hacks like that in Bethanne's book, my friend. I'm making nothing from profiling my colleagues and authors and friends today. I'm just wanting you to know some things that are out there that you need to know. And I always say that when you're going to have a book or a podcast or a convention session, you want others to buy into you, and to have support, you have to be supportive. And that means you drop money. And I don't care if you never open it, but you buy books of our colleagues in the industry called fitness that is a crazy mismatch of nonsense. And when we have the balls or the energy or both to write a book, you got to buy into those goods and services. That's right. What our peers and followers are doing. You already have another book. Quick teaser. When is it coming out?
Well, I got to finish it first. But
it might be nice.
Boy, 10 tiny tweaks to live more joyfully and less oifully is similar. but there's no pictures of me on it. This is all about,
I love that. Can I invite you to think of something in our ever-changing world? And
please
all of our friends and followers who are watching now, I don't really suggest
invite
this
me.
for Bren writing her book on what we just interviewed, loss in your family. However, for you, I think this would be a great topic. And with our world is changing, with social, with our instant gratification, with our updates tomorrow, and getting news on sources like TikTok, I want to tell you that you might want to think of this, Bethanne. Unsolicited advice, author to author. You said your next book is ready. You have a title, but you have to finish
No,
it
it's not
first.
ready.
Yeah,
It's not even
it's
close.
here. You have your title. How about you get
Yeah.
out if it's going to have 12 chapters? You do this download or snail mail to the first 6 chapters, and it includes the next 6 chapters, which will come out socially.
You are right. And I'm working on making
Thank
this
you.
punchy book because I actually signed myself up for a course, but I didn't listen to most of the stuff he said. But this one is short to the point. It's, you know, that book. What is that book?
The Bible?
No, it's a small
Oh,
book.
this one. It's small. Mirror. It's
Yeah, that's awesome. Your book is hysterical. I mean, it really is.
No, what were you going to say? You were
It's-
listening to a speaker, but you didn't understand him.
Yes. What?
You said you started to say, who was that speaker? I took his course, but I
No,
didn't pay
I
attention.
can't. Oh no, that was something else. That's the punchy thing. But the book that I'm kind of making myself. Oh, I can't. Now I can't.
Deepak Chopra.
What?
No. Yeah.
No, Deepak. But you know this book. Everybody knows. I know what it is. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. He just got to the point with each one. So I didn't do that in my last book, but with this book, it's just like bing bang. Write it down. Tweak your rights is one of my favorite, and that's not the rights with the. And also pick and choose your nose, not the one on your face. You could pick that and choose that one too. Rights.
Absolutely.
And also pick and choose your nose, not the one on your face. You could pick that and choose that one too.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Yeah. So those
Yes.
are my little tweaks for more joy, less oil. Few sample.
Right. I want to tell you that book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I'm Googling it now. Small stuff, and it's all small stuff. He is a friend and a colleague, and well, there are a
Wow.
couple versions of this book. If you go to Google, you'll get book by Richard Carlson, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. But you can also follow a couple other friends in the fitness industry, and they've got similar books and similar titles as well. And I don't think you have to have your whole book done to sell it. I think you could include your price, do your book, and then as you evolve, it's included, and people will get updates like the next chapter and the next chapter just on a private Facebook or a private email list or something like that. The days of you have to do this and then you wrap it off and you send it to a publisher exist, but those days are done because
Yeah,
we
I'm not
update
doing
now.
publisher.
It's instant. No, who has to do publisher? You self-publish this one, right?
Yes. And
Yeah,
this
it's
one I will
great.
too.
Yeah, well, you know where the profits go in your pocket, and you can choose where they go. When I've done my human kinetics books, it's great to say, oh, I have books with human kinetics. Show me the money. It's another story. Right? And there are advantages to having publisher books, and there are advantages to doing your own thing.
Yes,
Right?
of course. But I like doing my own thing. And then I could travel around with this and, you know, and
Where you want to travel?
What?
Where do you want to travel around?
Well, I've been just traveling around to different women's events, and I'm actually going to be the keynote. They called me. That's what's so good about this. Anyone who's contemplating about getting a book, just do it because you are the authority. I was called by Share the Care to be their keynote speaker for the caregivers this year at their
Wow.
only about
Good
an
for
hour from
you.
here in Howie in the Hills, but it's near
Okay.
wine. So you probably, there's actually a small wine country in the Orlando area. It's really bad wine.
Wow, you have me at wine.
I know,
Wow.
muscadine grape. Go figure. One of
Yeah.
those.
All right, I want to give full recognition to Dr. Michael Mantell in San Diego and his lovely wife, Paula. Dr. Michael Mantell, Mantell. If he's not posting how he's celebrating Shabbat on a Saturday, he's posting about his book. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. You need to follow him on Twitter, one of the
Wow.
very few sane fitness personalities who's on Twitter. I'm the other one, but I'm not sane. I'm a
I
fitness.
might be a little bit one too.
Absolutely. And Dr. Michael Mentel, he's so brilliant. He's a speaker. He's
Wow.
been around the world, IDEA, ACE, AFC. He has the incredible radio podcast style voice. I think he's an author you must know or will know because Dr. Michael Mentel, if you're watching in the comments, you can write it all down, my friends, and stay in touch with Bethanne and her book. And I'm looking forward to your next book. And I really think you might want to record this one, Move Your Assets.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thanks.
Shout out if you want to hear my voice all the time when you're moving your assets and when you're driving. Yeah.
It's not about falling in love with your voice. It's about falling in love with you and your personality. And maybe I don't even love voice, but I'll love your message as opposed to love your voice and then I don't like your message. Like you're reading me how to learn how to put up dry sheetrock or whatever that's called. I'm not interested, right? Even if it's a very sexy voice. I care about delivery more than I care about content. Of course, content is queen and king. It's the most important thing, but your delivery has to be tolerable and you have a very tolerable voice. My goodness.
Tolerable's good. I'm the nanny light, right?
You are. I'm engaged. I'm engaged when you speak because I get your humor and I know the girl behind you. And I just think everything you say makes me smile. And how many books make me do that? No.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Bethanne. I'm very happy and I'm very honored that I know who are the authors who have written books that are out now or about to be published, as we saw with Ansi and Bren. And I thank you for your time of letting us hear about all of your books and goods and services. Remember, when we're done, you're going to come to Facebook, Bethanne, see my recent broadcast. There are many, but you'll be the most recent one. And you will, in the comments, put anything you want to about the cow quiz, where we buy your book, the Amazon link, where you buy your tops, any of those things that you want to put in. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
You're awesome for putting this together.
Oh my gosh. I think it's the least we could do is promote each other's stuff when we have books out. It's a lot of stuff.
And I really am coming to Miami.
All right. Well, are you on?
We have to have a big party.
You're on WhatsApp. I'll add you to the group of Miami and WhatsApp, and that's open to anybody who wants to be with me in Miami on April 22. It's a Saturday. Okay? You be in touch. My friends, to Bethanne and to all of you, stay crazy, close your social circle, and see me next time. Bye. Take care, Bethanne. I appreciate you. Thanks for dropping in. Bye.
Appreciate you more.